Testing. Okay, everybody. Good morning. It's going to be a real quick video for beginners. Most of you guys know all this stuff, but I have a beginner. I'm part of a beginners group, and I just want to give the new guys to explain some tips that I've thought about, because these are all things that people have been asking me. How do you do this? How do you do that? How are you getting that? So we're going to start off real quick with my joystick. I'm using the hat button to move around, look inside the airplane on top of my joystick. Okay? And I've got a button on the top of my joystick that I pick, that I push for my thrust reversers. And the way you do that, set up your joystick, you go up into your settings up here on the right, and you click on joystick, give you a picture of your joystick, and there's all your choices right here. You can open them up. Let's see, the hats would go down here, and here's the ones I picked. You see all the buttons. Button 4. That's this one. See, button 4 tells me what it does. Button 5 is brakes, which is a trigger on the front of the joystick. I use that for my regular brakes. And that's how you set up your joystick. Pretty simple, right? We got all that. So I got my joystick set up. Now, two of the keys you've got to keep in mind is your plus key and your minus key. Your period and your comma. I got the comma set up as a zoom out, and the period to zoom in. So I got those, and then plus I can zoom out and in with my mouse wheel too, which will give me a little more, see? So between the period, that's my mouse wheel. I've reached the limit of my mouse wheel going back, so now I can use my comma and go back even more. So that's how you do it. Now, use your arrow keys for going up and going down, going left and right. So let's say, and how do you set up your views? Everybody's saying, well, I see all these different views. How do you go from different views? Well, all you got to do is use your arrow keys to move from side to side and up and down, and your period and your comma to zoom in and out, and you find a view that you like. So let's say I want to use this view. So you hold down your control key and you use the numbers on your number pad for your different views. So I'm going to put this view on the 4 key. So you hold down the control button key and you hit the 4, and now that view is locked in. So if I go to the default view that you get, which is shift 9, that's shift 9. Now all I got to do is hit 4. It'll take me to that view. And I've got mine already preset, so I've got that on 4. Hit the 0 key, that's a zoom in on my GTN 750. Hit the 1 key, goes down to my autopilot. 2 keys autopilot, pardon me. 3 keys rear view. And there's 4 again. There's 5 for my upper view. So that's how you can set up all your different views in your airplane. So quick view, you just want to go to the co-pilot side, you hit the 6 key. Go to the top manual panel, hit the 5 key, back to forward for my flying. So that's how you set up your different views. Now, for people wanting to have to see what their frames per second is, how you get those is you go up into your menu up here again. You click your data output, the frame rate, put a check mark in frame rate. You click done, and now you have your frame rate up here. I don't like my flying cluttered, so I usually leave it off so I can go back in here and I can turn it off. So that's how you do that. Now, I have World Traffic 3. Now, my computer isn't that fast. I've got an i7 3700 with a GTX 1060 video card. And I go up in my plugins. Here's my World Traffic. Now, I'm not going to set it up, but every time you want to use World Traffic, this is how you do it. You've got to do it every time you make a new flight. Go flight setup, and see here, I can move these over out of the way. And I'm not going to do it now, but I'll show you what you would do. Here is where we are right here, Lowy, and I've just in here this box. You select the airport you want to fly to. Then if I click this create flights, it will takes about 5 minutes, and it'll set up all the airplanes at the airport and the flight. But that's how you set that up. So now I'm going to show you how I get all those real nice screenshots when I'm posting screenshots of my flight. And that has to do with your Shift L and your Shift K. So when you're flying, I'll show you here in a second when I get up in the air. First of all, I'll show you something else. I got some shaders. I got one shader. That's the only one I use. And here we got a misty day, and then I can make it darker. See? I'll use that one. So we'll take off. Gear up. Use my my button on the top of my joystick to look around. So this is Innsbruck, Austria. Very common airport everybody likes to use. So I'll go outside of the outside view. See if I turn down the airplane sound a little bit. It's kind of loud there, so you can hear me better. And I'm going to show you how I get all those nice screenshots. So what I do is, let's say I'm going to do a nice screenshot here with the mountains in the background. I use a period key to zoom in on the airplane a little bit, and I'll hit the P to pause it. Now here's how I get all of the secret to my making screenshots. You can use the Shift L to make it later in the day. I'm holding down the Shift L, see? Or the Shift K to make it earlier in the day. So all I got to do is select the time of day, use my hat button on my joystick to look around. And I say, okay, I want to make it a little darker so I can see the airport better. So I can go Shift L and zoom in on the plane more, zoom up, zoom down with the joystick hat button. And that's how you make nice screenshots, using your time of day and your hat button on your joystick. Just remember Shift L for later in the day, Shift K for earlier in the day. And that's how you can make your nice screenshots. So we've got that. Now I'm going to show you another little thing here. We're going to change the plane here. We're going to select a glider. I want to show you a trick with the glider. People are having this issue. And I'm going to show you what it is. I'm going to start a new flight. Let's take a minute here. Let me get that loaded up. Now, when you get these things here, get some messages here. The airport might not look right. That might be because you've changed the building or something. You don't have to worry about it. You just close it off. So I'll take this off pause. And I want to go in here, customize the airplane, and then you can select down here. If you want the glider towed, what kind of plane you want it towed by, so you can go in here and you can select the plane you want to tow the glider. So we got the Skyhawk selected, right? Apply the changes. And you notice there's no airplane. Release brakes to take off. Well, thing is, there's no airplane there. I can click my joystick button for my brakes, and there's nothing going on, right? The reason there's nothing going on is because I have World Traffic 3. I have World Traffic 3 right here. And that's why I don't see an airplane. I don't know why they have that bug. So what you have to do is you go in your plug-in and min, enable, disable, and look for World Traffic 3. Might be the next one. World Traffic, and disable it. And the World Traffic Radar, I think I got to disable that one too. We'll close that. And we'll restart it. You see? Now we have an airplane. Release the brakes. And now the Cessna is taking us off here. And that's what you do. If you don't have an airplane, you've got to shut off your World Traffic 3 and then restart the sim, like restart the flight, and then the airplane will appear. So those people that are wondering why they have no airplane is because you got World Traffic 3 running. And then when you get up high enough, well, I'm just going to show you real quick. All you got to do is hit the space bar and it'll release the rope, and then you can glide away. So that's how you do that. Now I got one more thing to show you here. I'll go back in and I'll go back to another airplane here. Now you notice my first plane, I had was a Carinado plane that had the GTN 750 on the dash. And when I get going here, I'll show you here. And when you have GTN, the Reality XP GTN 750 in your plugins, you don't need to buy an airplane to use the GTN 750, like the new Carinados. They all have the GTN 750 on the dash. But I'm just going to show you here. Here's a plane that doesn't have the GTN 750, right? Like the default aircraft, and a lot of the payroll aircraft don't have a GTN 750. But if you have the GTN 750 in your plugins, you can still use it as a pop-out. You go in your plugins, you go to your GTN 750, GTN 1, select GTN 750 and click on it, and now you have the GTN 750 in this to use with this airplane. And if it's too big, You can just resize it and hold down your left mouse button. I think that's the one. I closed it accidentally, but you get the idea. You go in here, GTN 750. One. I don't know where I moved it to. It disappeared on me. But you get the idea. It will work. I don't know where it's gone to, but so that's where you get it, in there. And what else did I want to show you? Is there anything else that I can show you here? That's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoy some of these tips. I'm just curious. I'm going to have to work on where that thing disappeared to. Show window. There it is. I had to click on show window. Should be able to move this around. I don't know why it's not moving. There it is. You got to click on the edge. And you can put it where you want. Let's say put it down here. And you see it does work. And this plane doesn't have it, so you can use it as a pop-up. And if you go outside view, it'll still be there, see? I'll pause this. So there you go, folks. I hope you like these tips I just gave you, and like I say, the experienced guys don't have to worry about it. Okay, there you go.